All right, let's sharpen our tactics here on Lichess, play some randomized puzzles. All right, so I'm down the exchange in this position. The king is light on squares. The rook has these squares covered. The pawn has that square covered. Should look for checks. Bishop check right here will fork the king and the rook. In fact, after the bishop checks, the king will be forced over here. And I see nothing better than taking the rook in that position and going up a bishop. So that looks pretty good. Okay, let's try another puzzle. All right, he just moved his queen in line with my queen. So I should look for some discoveries here with my rook. I can move my rook and attack his queen. I have to be careful though. My own queen would be under attack. What can I do with this rook? Can't take a piece and get my queen taken like this. Gonna move it here. Doesn't accomplish anything. Okay. Let's look for something else besides moving the rook. Oh wait, how about this all the way over here? Rook takes h3. Ah, that's brilliant. That allows my queen to be taken, but if he takes my queen, I've got a mate. So let's see. If I take on h3, then I'm threatening both the rook and the queen at the same time. He can't save them both, so he's going to lose material there. What can he do? He's got to protect against the mate. Probably would have to take my rook, and I would get the queen for the rook. So let's go for that. All right. All right, there's a 2069 rated puzzle. Let's try another one. Okay, so what's going on here? Material is equal. Queens are facing each other. I think this is a pretty standard tactic. If I check here in the back rank, he can't take that rook and leave protection of his own queen, or I get the queen. And notice the rook on e8 would be attacking my rook on e1, but luckily that's defended by my bishop. So if I call check, what else can he do besides take my rook? Well, he can step out of check somewhere. For example, here. Okay, if he does that, I can take the queen with check. He'd have to recapture the queen, and then my rook on e8 can take his other rook. Okay, so what else can he do after check? The only other legal move is over here. Okay, and after that again, I can take the queen. He would have to recover it, and I would get his rook. So it looks like I'm going to go up a rook with rook e8 check. Okay, he just moves the king there as anticipated. We take the queen, and we take the other rook. Okay, let's try another puzzle. All right, so I'm white, I'm down a pawn. What can I do in this position? His knight is loose, his rook is loose. We've got a check back here. Let's see, check. One legal move. Do I have a check after that? Yes, I have this check, which also protects my rook. And that would be a mate. So it looks like a mate in 2. So let me check that again. Rook to g8 check. One legal move. King to h7. And then knight to f6 check is a mate, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay, so check and mate. Let's try another one. Okay, so he's got a few pawns on me here. So how can I attack? I can grab a pawn and call check. I can check with my bishop. Okay, let's see. So bishop h or a4 check. King can come to one of these two squares. So bishop a4 check, king to d2 gives me a mate here. Queen to d1 is a mate. So bishop to a4 check, king is forced up to d3. Okay, and then what happens after queen to d1 check there? King can escape to c4. There's a pawn check after that. King would have to come up here. And then the queen could come all the way down to d6 for a mate. Okay, I think that's it. Let's play it out, see if it works that way. So check, 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 and mate. Okay, so mate in 4, 1999 puzzle. Let's try just one more. Okay, so I'm black, I'm down a knight. I do have some extra pawns. I have a dangerous passed pawn here. His king looks a little weak. I do have queen takes h3 check. And if he blocks with the rook, doesn't want to block with the queen, I don't think, because that leaves protection of the other rook, and we can take it. So queen takes h3 check, rook to h2. I think I can take the rook here on h2. You'd have to recapture with the queen, and then this would be a mate. Okay, so I think that's it. Queen takes h3 check. He doesn't want to leave protection of this rook, so he'll block with this rook. We'll take the rook, check, forcing queen takes, and then the rook takes rook mate. Okay, let's play it out. Okay, mate. All right, well, thanks for watching the tactical puzzles. I'll see you next time.